Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Three Questions by Corey Kareem, the show where we sit down with some amazing people who are doing some amazing things. And you guessed it, we asked them three questions, not about their successes, though, but rather about their failures and, more importantly, the lessons that they learned from those individual experiences. So with that being said, my guest today goes by the name of Dwayne Holness. He's a creative entrepreneur. He's a strategist. He's a founder of the multimedia production company, Corex Creative, whose clients include Adidas, Robbins, Dior, MTV, TD, Volkswagen, Remax, the city of Toronto, and a slew of music artists. So without further ado, Dwayne, welcome to the show, my brother.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's an honor, man. We've come such a long way.
Absolutely. So I always ask my guests this question. When they hear those accolades being rhymed off, are you like, oh shit, I did all that? Or is it more like, yeah, that's right, I did all that? Or is it a combination of both?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. Sometimes I honestly sort of these things sort of are like a blank. So when people say it again, I'm like, oh damn, like I forgot about that. You
Yeah.
said you brought up Remax, you brought up Baskin Robbins. I'm like, oh man, like that was a
Yeah.
while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, man. So let's get into it. So the first question I want to ask you is, as a creative entrepreneur, a strategist, and the founder of your company, Corex Creative, what's been your biggest failure to date? And tell me about that moment and why you believe that was your biggest failure.
Well, I in terms of failures, obviously every loss is a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, I look at what I really look at failure is my ability to lead.
Mm.
For so long I've been searching for a team and searching for people who can come on board. And I had people come on board, but I didn't have them stay for too long. And I
Mm.
think a majority of that is the result of my lack of leadership,
Mm.
my lack of really sort of delegating, communicating, and executing. So,
Mm.
um, and that's something that's constant. And as I grow, I'm learning to be more of a leader. What is a leader? How do you become a leader, and how do you lead? You know,
Mm.
I think that has been my biggest sort of struggle, challenge, everything all in one. Because you can get the people, but if you can't lead them to the water, then it
Yeah.
becomes back to ground zero.
Absolutely. And it ends up being like a revolving door business. And it's funny. It's like your story is something that I think many people deal with. Big companies, small companies, doesn't matter. And it also reminds me kind of like our beloved Toronto Raptors. For a while they didn't have the culture, and then that culture shifted, and then we end up winning a chip. But what are some of the things that you've done to kind of help you with the leadership challenge that you've experienced in the past?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of leadership, man, I started picking up more books
Okay.
from leaders,
Hmm.
people who have led successful businesses, and I've just been studying and then applying. The
Hmm.
biggest thing is to apply. So every time I am reading or every time I am getting some sort of newfound knowledge, I try to apply it right away, which I'm seeing results in how I communicate with my team, how I make my team feel, and how I direct my team. So I feel like it's getting better, but I know there's so much more that I can learn.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, as being a creative entrepreneur in your field, in your space, what challenges should someone expect that's trying to get into your industry or trying to make a name for themselves in the industry at your position? What are some of the hacks you discovered that they can use to help them get them through the grind, as they call
Just smile. I
it?
think as easy as it sounds, like put a smile on no matter what happens, no matter what struggle happens, put a smile on. And I think that would sort of get you even further. I always tell people you don't have to be the best. You
Hmm.
don't have to be the best at anything. You have to
Hmm.
have a good character. You have to be likable.
Hmm.
And once you're likable, that's like 80%. A lot of the times, people at the top, they're not the greatest videographers. You know, they're not the greatest creatives. You know, they've possibly worked their way through the corporate ladder, or, you know, they've gotten a connection through somebody.
Right.
But oftentimes, yeah, from what I've been seeing now is like these people in these multi-million-dollar companies, they're not the greatest, you know. But when you do approach with your personality and let people know that you are ready to be a part of the team, the more they want you to be a part of the team, and the more they're willing to give you a shot, you know.
Right. No, that's gems right there. So, question number 2. Tell me about a time when things weren't going your way, when everything seemed to be falling apart and nothing seemed to be working out, like nothing at all. What did you do to get over it and through it? And I know a lot of entrepreneurs say, yo, bro, that's like every day.
I was just gonna say that was like last week, you know. When it's just like there's so much things happening all at once, and I gotta catch this over here, I gotta catch this over here. Someone's not doing what they're supposed to do over here, you know. And then it's a mixture of family, it's a mixture of, you know, your everything that comes colliding all at once. And it's crazy how it happens in the entrepreneur life, because for every breakthrough there will be turbulence, and every level you experience turbulence, and eventually you start to understand that turbulence is going to come with this, and you get tougher skin. So, you know, I feel like I just got out of it just now, but it was madness. It was tears. It was like, it was everything, you know. It was everything that people don't see. The sleepless nights when things are all coming at once. Like, how do I get over this? You know, the pressure makes you feel like I'm never gonna get over this. Maybe this is it.
Right.
You know, but then there's that ounce of hope that pushes you through, and then you look back at it and like, yo, I'm ready for the next one.
Right. So those challenges make you stronger. And it's so funny. I was saying with somebody else, it's like, Dwayne, man, I feel like our whole entire lives we've been lied to that we should be running away from challenges, but now we should be running towards them, because one, that's where the best opportunities are, and that's where you grow the most.
Right.
So it's a total mind switch. So I hear you with that. So for you, you're saying when you have these tough moments, it's just like once you get a glimpse of hope, you kind of just hold on to it and you just kind of stay the course and you just soldier it through.
Yeah. You always got to remember why you started, you know. And it's bigger than me, you know. So if I was to stop now, I'd be selfish.
Right.
You know, so it's not, it's this, I don't do this just for me, you know. I just bought my mom a house, you know. I could have did all this stuff for myself,
Right.
but you know, I don't do this for me, and I still got tons of family that I still gotta take care of. So you know, when you look back at that, you know, you pick your socks up and you wipe the blood off your face, and you wipe the tears out of your eyes, and you just say, fuck it, keep going.
Yeah. And I like that, man, because a lot of people, I feel, when they get started, especially in this generation now, you know, the culture is like, get the bag, but they're not really thinking about why they want to get the bag. Maybe they're living in a moment and saying, you know, maybe I'm broke, I just need to make money. But if they're not really anchored in a strong why, like you just mentioned, your mother, your family, then, you know, as soon as things get difficult, they're going to quit or they're not going to try. But to really hold on and discover that why and then apply whatever you're trying to do, I think is really clutch, man. That's really key what you just mentioned.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference once you're anchored.
Yeah.
It's just like the wind's gonna blow, the fire is gonna come up, the water is gonna flood, you know, and that why is your life jacket, that why is your fire extinguisher,
I
you
like
know.
that.
So that's what you gotta anchor yourself in, and you'll stay afloat.
Absolutely. So the last question, which is really like a two-part question, what is the best lesson you believe you've learned from failing thus far?
um I think it's just to let it play out, you know, because, you know, if we switch failure, failure is an end, you know. Failure is a complete stop, you know. And you know, so I'd say through those moments, you know, you just let it play out, because you know, if you look back at your hardest challenge, you know, at one point you felt like you would never get over it.
Mm,
So, you know, so in these scenarios, I kind of just waited out. You know, I think during the time you waited out, but also the biggest thing is what you can't control, you can't control.
right.
You know, only control what you can control, you know, and let everything else sort of play out.
You know what, man? You just hit on something I recently discovered as a person now in their mid 30s. So, talking about letting everything play out, I recently discovered, and this might sound silly, that um, the power to really like tapping into your truest skill set, power, whatever you want to call it, is only focusing on what you can control and then letting everything else go. But here's the thing though, that sounds easy, right? When we say it, but I discovered that letting go is a skill. A lot of people don't know how to let go, right? Whatever it is, whether it be like relationships, business stuff, it's like letting go. We're so, because you know, I read somewhere that the human emotion, we are more motivated by fear than by anything else. So therefore, to let go of something, and then what if I let go and this happens, like that's a real thing right there, man. So you hit
Yeah,
it
yeah,
right
and
on the nose.
and it's interesting, you know. Yeah, to let go is a hard thing, but the crazy thing when you start let go is it becomes addictive.
I
You know, it
feel you on
becomes
that.
addictive. I'm like, yo, I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't
Yeah,
want this. I don't
yeah,
want that. And then you
yeah.
start to really protect your peace.
And that's it. And that's the gift from letting go, is you get peace of mind. So the second part to that question, for the millions of people that are listening right now, that are going to be tuning in, that are experiencing failure right now, what's one piece of advice that you would give them?
What I would say to anyone that is experiencing failure right now, I have a thing that I call calculated steps.
Mm,
And the biggest thing when it comes to people who are experiencing cloudiness and lack of clarity, it's important to start writing down things.
mm,
You know, it's important to start writing down your feelings, your thoughts, and and create actionable items for your next step. You know, as small as it is, man, like that has been the sauce for my success. You know, like every single day I get down, I write a to-do list. And you know, and the to-do list doesn't have to be big goals. People look at goals as it has to be this big like thing, you know, like start with spreading your bed, you know, put that on your to-do list, and to
mm,
cross something off your to-do list, it gives you more power.
mm.
You know, and it lets you know that you've done something, so no one can tell me that I didn't do shit today,
Right,
because I did, you know.
right,
And
right.
you can stand firm in it. You know, when you complete something, it gives you a different energy when
It
you know you're
does.
completing things. So when it comes down to like brushing your teeth, you
Yeah,
know, put it on your to-do list.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Going for a walk, put it on your to-do list, cross it off. These things are small. Start small, you know, start small with the actions that you can control,
mm,
right? Find failure is when you look at failure, it's like an uncontrollable word, right? It's like
right.
fail.
Yeah,
Like, you know, who marked it as fail?
right,
You know
right,
who marked it as fail? It hasn't failed yet. You
right.
know, so I think it's important to sit back, look at it. You know, maybe you just had to reroute.
Hmm.
You know, maybe you just had to write it down and see it visually for you to know, okay, cool. Okay, cool. This is what I need to do next. All right, cool. I'm gonna
Right.
spend 24 hours just on this. You
Man, you hit
know,
it. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
no, and it's as simple as it sounds. You know, it's just like
Yeah.
it's so effective. You know, I love, like, at one point I didn't love writing.
Mm,
You know, I just didn't. I didn't write because I have sweaty palms. So I've always been with the curse of holding a pencil and it is soaked, and then the ink wouldn't work.
Right, right.
So it kind of discouraged me from writing. But now as I get older, and I'm writing and I'm like crossing things off, I'm like, yo, the first thing I do in the morning, boom, I go down,
Mhm.
write my what I need to do, and
Mhm.
then I might have it all day, and this, when I remember something, just write it down.
Mhm.
It's as simple, but it's so powerful.
You know what? You said something someone said earlier today, and they said, it's the simple things are what move the big objectives, and I don't know if you believe in like the butterfly effect, but it's like the little things you do today will pay dividends tomorrow, but they're so small and incremental, you miss them and you write them off. You think that there's nothing,
Right.
right? So something as simple as you saying writing it down, you don't know that the power that has on your brain, that little small achievement that no one else will probably notice, but you do, is helping you to build confidence. And there's something I read, Dwayne, it's called the confidence loops. And basically what it says is, if you do something that you're really good at, so something that you're confident in, right? The more you do it, the more confidence you gain. And because the more confidence you gain, it now allows you to be bold enough to try new things. So again, keeping with things that you can do, things you can control, so you can build that confidence that'll allow you to get into other things, and therefore you can grow. But man, you hit on a lot of key points there. So Dwayne, we know you're big out there in the media world, but where can people find you if they want to reach you, if they want to inquire about your business? Where can people find you?
Yeah. You guys can hit up my business page at corexcreative.com, or you guys can follow me on Instagram at Corex Creative. That's CorexCreative. Or you can follow me on my Instagram personal at Dukey Dukes. That's Dukey Dukez. I'm always down for a new conversation. I'm always down to meet new people. So don't be afraid to hit me up, because your network is your net worth, and it is real. So don't
Facts.
shy away from things. And one thing that I wanted to sort of say is just like, read a book. There's a book called Mel Robbins' 5 Second Rule. If you read that book, you will understand that your brain has 5 seconds to make a decision before doubt starts to fill.
Wow. Wow. I like that.
It's very
I'm
powerful.
gonna pick that up. 5 second rule, Mel Robbins.
Yeah.
That's dope. Well, Dwayne, thank you so much for blessing us with your nuggets, your gems, and your presence. Guys, as I always like to end with, if you want to impress people, talk about your accomplishments, the things you have, the things you gain, yada, yada, yada. But if you really want to have an impact on someone else's life, talk about your failures or the lessons that you learned from those specific experiences. That's how you really move the needle in someone else's life. So until next time, we're out. Peace and love.